Welcome in everyone to RedRaiders.com. I'm Zach Long with Nick Kosmider from the Lubbock Avalanche-Journal. Today our task to break down Texas Tech's first opponent of the 2012 season, Northwestern State from Louisiana. And Nick, it's easy to imagine that there might be a few things in addition to football in the minds of these players and coaches with the landfall of Hurricane Isaac last night in Louisiana.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's several players on the Northwestern State team and among the coaching staff who have dealt with hurricanes before. A lot of them were teenagers when Hurricane Katrina happened, and some of them lived in New Orleans or in the surrounding areas of the Gulf Coast. So they've dealt with this before, and so a lot of them have heavy thoughts on their mind as they think about their families who are still in that area. And our thoughts just go out to everybody involved in the Gulf Coast, and we hope that everybody comes through safe.
Most definitely, but back to the business of football, which I know they're concentrating on, and Northwestern State does a little bit of both, but some of the Tech kids have kind of mentioned this week they do run the ball a lot, and God knows that's a question a lot of us want answered, and Tech fans is how will Tech handle a run team, so this might be a good matchup for them.
Yeah, it's always good to kind of start off trying to take care of what you need to take care of the most, and for Texas Tech last year, that was obviously the run defense, dead last in the country, and we heard Tommy Tuberville say yesterday, dead last in the country in a passing league, that kind of says a lot. So, it will be nowhere near the test that they'll face in the Big 12, but, you got to start somewhere, and for a team that runs, this will be a good start. And we talked to DJ Johnson, Texas Tech senior safety, about what they can expect from the Northwestern State offense.
They look like they're a lot of run. That's really what their thing is. It's 22 personnel, 12 personnel, and 11. They do some 10 personnel, but they're more with the run game, power in it. To tight ends. From what I've watched, they like to use their tight end, and then they like to throw deep balls. That quarterback will let it go. And so that's something that we really have to be aware of, just not giving up big plays.
So obviously, Nick, defense a concern. They can work on that, but let's be honest, this is an FCS team. Texas Tech has never lost to one of those. The last time Northwestern State came to Lubbock, they got 75 points dropped on their head. But there's other reasons for a program like this to play these games.
Yeah, if you're looking for a first-week upset, this game is probably not the one to look to. But Northwestern State head coach Bradley Del Pivido talked about other reasons why Northwestern State wanted to take this matchup.
Well, I thought last year, we played LSU and SMU back-to-back, and then we opened up at Nicholls State with probably our best football game we've played here in my tenure. So I think when you play BCS teams, I think you're playing the best in the country, and I think you really have to play even above your own heads, and I think that gives you great carryover when you start conference play.
So yes, obviously an FCS team, Nick, but they have some really good players, led up front by the quarterback, a former NJCAA All-American, Brad Henderson, who you got some insight into earlier this week.
Yeah, I spoke with Brad on the phone. He's a senior quarterback for the Demons, and just I think the word excited came out of his mouth about 20 times. It just every other word seemed to be excited. These kids are definitely looking forward to coming out here and playing this game, even though they know they might be over their heads. Henderson and his teammates certainly aren't approaching it that way.
The excitement is big. Good to play at a Big 12 school, so to get to play in front of 90,000 plus maybe. So that's always good, a big crowd. The excitement's going to be there. You get the atmosphere, football atmosphere. And for the first game, that's what you want. You come in very excited for your first game of the season, and what other way to start off in front of 90,000 people. And especially against a good program as Texas Tech, a good football program, good tradition, in Texas. So we got a lot of hometown guys, from Texas, so they get to play in front of their fans.
So yeah, we heard Mr. Henderson there perhaps overestimate a little bit
just a little bit,
the
just
crowd.
a tad.
There won't quite be 90,000 people in the Jones, though to a team that plays in a much smaller venue, it might feel like that. But they're very excited. They also have plenty of players on their team, some of whom were displaced by Hurricane Katrina and ended up playing some of their high school football in Texas. So they want to have some family there, and they might have a few friendly faces, but it's certainly going to be a mostly hostile environment for the Demons.
And regardless of the environment, we're going to have full coverage of it Saturday night from Jones AT&T Stadium. Speaking of full coverage, Friday, if you go find your Lubbock Avalanche-Journal and online, our Texas Tech football preseason tab comes out, full coverage, lots of good features in there, so go find that, and always remember to keep it locked into RedRaiders.com, LubbockOnline.com for full coverage of Texas Tech football. For Nick Kosmider, I'm Zach Long. We'll see you next time.